Welcome to SonoSidekick, with you from start to success. Microcirculation, Part 1, the arteries. With microcirculation, we are talking about cells containing blood passing through vessels that get smaller and smaller and then larger again. These vessels are kind of like pipes throughout the body. This video is focused on arterial microcirculation. In the arterial system, arteries are the largest of the vessels, and they contain oxygen. Arteries carry cells to smaller vessels called arterioles, and arterioles carry cells to the smallest vessels, the capillaries. In the capillaries, using pressure, waste is exchanged and disposed of, and nutrients is given to the body. This keeps all of your cells alive. Blood cells are composed of mostly two substances, plasma, which are proteins, waters, and salts, and hemoglobin, which is mostly iron. Through pressure, each hemoglobin molecule can bind up to 4 oxygen molecules and then release. And this is how we deliver oxygen to all of the cells in our body. The arterioles are important parts of the arterial system because they make themselves smaller or vasoconstrict, and they make themselves larger or vasodilate to regulate normal blood flow. They do this to ensure that blood gets back to the heart to get oxygen from the lungs that are then delivered to the arteries again. There are 2 types of circulation. Systemic circulation, which is the flow from the right side of the heart to the aorta, to the arteries, to the arterioles, to the capillaries, to the venules, to the veins, and then back to the left atrium. And pulmonary circulation, which is to the right ventricle, to the pulmonary arteries, to the alveoli, to the pulmonary veins, and then back to the left atrium. To understand that further, we would just have to look at the vessel itself and how it works. It has 3 layers. The innermost and first layer is the tunica intima. What helps me remember this is intima kind of sounds like inside, and the innermost layer is inside. This layer contains the lumen that is made up of endothelium. Endothelial cells are cells that line blood vessels, hearts, and lymphatic systems. These 3 things in our body need a lot of blood flow, and endothelial cells are actually pretty cool because they could reorganize themselves if needed to supply life-sustaining blood flow. Around the endothelium of the tunica intima are subendothelial cells, and this just means under the endothelial cells. This is where calcification or fatty deposits can build up as a process known as atherosclerosis, which disrupts normal blood flow in the vessel. The rest of the tunica intima is composed of connective tissue and elastic lamina. Connective tissue holds everything together and also acts as a layer of protection. The elastic fibers within this layer allows for vasoconstriction and vasodilation by storage of potential energy. As the blood cells bounce up against the vessel walls, it becomes stretched out and has the potential of giving the blood cell the energy to bounce back. This keeps the blood flowing throughout the vessel. Moving on to the second or middle layer, the tunica media. This layer is the thickest layer in the arteries and veins, but thicker in the arteries. This layer contains smooth muscle cells and elastic fibers. We already know what elastic fibers do. The smooth muscle cells do a lot of the work because they give the vessel the capacity to vasoconstrict and vasodilate. The last layer of the artery is the tunica externa, or also known as the adventitia. This layer contains nerves and lymphatics to nourish and take away waste from the vessel itself. It also contains something super special, the vasovasorum. They call it a blood supply within a blood supply, and it's small vessels that give blood to the vessel itself. The interna vasovasorum drains the inner layer of the vessel, and the externo vasovasorum drains the outer layer of the vessel. The veins get nutrients from the arterioles around it. So the vessel gives itself everything it needs to survive, as we should all try to do every day.